It's time for Ask Allison. Wait, everybody.
Now listen, everybody. This is the time we want to hear from you. So come on in and ask Allison. This is the part of the show where you get to ask Allison.
All right, Ask Allison. You ready?
Ready.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this out. All right, so I think we got some people who just joined in, Allison. So, okay, we got okay, and then Lassie, Jay. Okay, all right. Wow, babe, 30 years. Come on now. That's my boo right there. That's my boo right there.
Lord.
All right.
Great.
Dear Allison. Dear Allison, my mother-in-law is the sweetest woman in the world, but when it comes to any advice, she is the worst. Everything from how to deal with her son to her grandbabies, she tells me to my grandbabies. She tells my children not to call me mom, but to call her mom. She actually tells them to call me by my first name. And the worst part is my husband.
Wait a minute, I didn't understand the middle part. I got to understand the whole question.
She tells my children not to call me mom, but to call her mom.
What? I don't understand it.
So she basically, the grandmother saying, telling kid, baby, call me mom.
Okay.
And call your mother by her first name.
That sounds crazy.
And the worst part is my husband doesn't do a damn thing. Allison, I'm at my wit's end. Help. Signed, I'm about to choke this biatch. I mean, woman.
This is so hard. Oh. What is the dynamic? What is the dynamic with sons and their mothers and wives?
Why are you looking at me?
What is it about?
Kevin says Granny's wrong.
Granny's wrong.
Okay.
I mean, I just feel like if you've talked to your husband and he won't do anything, I wonder what he would do if you just said something to your mother-in-law, but you cannot do it. You cannot live like this. Like, life is long and it should be harmonious. We know the pain of like losing parents, and you look back and you're just like, where did everybody go? That's how we feel. Please work it out. Just work it out. Sit down, woman to woman. If your husband is not going to intervene in any way, you just have to sit down.
Okay, well, hold on, babe. Now, okay,
there she is on the phone right now.
Okay, let's be clear, babe. Reset.
Yes, don't be a weirdo. That's it.
Okay, one more time. What's the advice, Allison?
The advice is sit down with your mother-in-law. If your husband really refuses to have this conversation, and it's not a it's ridiculous. Call me. Go ahead and call me mom. And call. That sounds really ridiculous. Like there's some unfinished business in her maturity, because that's a whole nother thing. That's something that wasn't worked out, right? So yeah, no.
No.
And what do you think about? What do you think? So that's my advice, my sweet friend. You just got to sit down and talk to your mother-in-law, because it needs to be a partnership, and it can be a beautiful partnership. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but sometimes you have to get to that. We have a story that I always tell. I always choke up when I talk about it. But so you talked about your mom, sweet mom, who passed away. My gosh, the years are flying now, right? 2018. And I wanted everything just so when mom came to visit for the holidays, right? And remember, I asked you we had the sofa down here. Now we had little kids and dogs and all that. And I said, can you please wash the sofa covers? And you didn't get to it. Right. So when mom came to visit, she was down here in the basement. This is fun fact, the studio's in our basement. And when she went down to the basement and she came upstairs and she said to me, Allison, do you want me to wash those sofa cushions for you? The very thing that I had asked you to do. Now, now, Brandy, in that moment, I was like that cartoon character. steam coming out of my ears. Oh, I was so mad. But I was embarrassed because my house wasn't what I wanted it to be. I was mad at you. You know, I mean, we're real people. I was mad at you. And I said to you, I said, great. I said, the one thing that I asked you to do for the basement was to wash the sofa covers because they look dirty and funky. And that's the one thing that mom said. Now, baby, do you need me to wash some sofa covers for you? And the way that she meant it, what I realized, she always meant it in the spirit of love and help because she knew I was
always wanted to help.
busy. She knew I was busy
Yes.
with the kids and all that. And I told you about it. And you told mom, I'm gonna call mom. You told mom that, you know, that I was unhappy about that. And then we had a sit down conversation. We had a sit down conversation, and you were in between jobs at that point. And let me tell you,
as I always am.
And my sweet mother-in-law, may she rest in peace. She said, she came upstairs and she had tears in her eyes, and she said, I would never do anything to disrespect you or to hurt you. I was just trying to help. And she said, look, I don't know how you still with Mark. Because if my husband didn't have a job for X amount of years, I don't know if I could do it. And we had a great laugh about it.
Lord Jesus.
And we're both, you know, emotional about it and in tears about it because I was embarrassed that she felt that she had to come to me like that. But we crossed the bridge.
Yes.
We crossed the bridge. And so I say all that to tell you that you can cross that bridge. Now, if she still wants your kids to call her mom and you by your name, then come back to me. Let's see where we are. But that's how I feel about it.
Woo! You got me on that one. That's Ask Allison. Woo, man.
That's that.
Come on, let me hear Ask Allison again. I want to hear it again.